Welcome to Ultimate Nerdy, where the stories you know take a twist you never saw coming. From alternate timelines to impossible crossovers, we explore the what-ifs of your favorite universes. So grab your wand, your lightsaber, or your decoder ring. And today's story is a Harry Potter story for us to enjoy, so let's go. Chapter 3: The Puppet Lord. The years rolled over Hogwarts like storm clouds, heavy and unyielding. Rubeus Hagrid grew into his frame, 7 feet of muscle and shadow, his beard a tangle of secrets, his grin a mask the world trusted. By day, he trudged the grounds, boots sinking into mud, tending pumpkins and creatures with hands that could crush steel. By night, he sat in his hut, a king in a den of stone, plodding beneath the flicker of a grease-streaked lantern. Out there, beyond the castle's wards, Tom Riddle festered into Voldemort. They called him the Dark Lord, a name whispered in terror from Diagon Alley all the way to Nocturne. His followers bowed. His curses carved scars into the earth, but every move he made bore a shadow he couldn't see. Hagrid's shadow, the Imperious Curse, cast decades ago in that damp bathroom, held firm, a thread of will Hagrid tugged from afar. Voldemort thought himself free, a serpent unbound, but Hagrid was the hand that fed him venom. It started with murder. August 1944. Tom tracked his muggle father to Little Hangleton, rage boiling in his chest. Hagrid felt it, a ripple through the curse, and smiled into his tea. When Tom raised his new wand, stolen, sharp as a fang, and struck down the Riddles, Hagrid was ready. He slipped from Hogwarts that night, a hulking shadow under an invisibility cloak patched from giant spider silk. The Riddle house stank of death, blood pooling on the floorboards, and Hagrid knelt, his massive fingers tracing a rune into the carnage. No wand, just intent, raw, ancient, Slytherin's gift. A piece of his soul tore free, binding to a tarnished ring Tom left behind. Voldemort's first Horcrux, they'd call it. Hagrid's first lie. He didn't stop there. Each death Voldemort claimed, Hagrid shadowed, quiet, unseen. The diary, the cup, the locket. Tom's trophies, yes, but Hagrid's anchors. He poured his own soul into them, weaving a web of immortality beneath the puppet's nose. The giant's blood in his veins made it easy. His life force roared, vast and untamed, splitting without breaking him. Voldemort hunted power. Hagrid harvested it. The hut became his lair. Shelves sagged with forbidden tomes, stolen from the restricted section. Pages yellowed and pulsing with curses. A map of Hogwarts, scratched into a tabletop, marked tunnels and wards he'd weaken when the time came. His creatures, Fluffy, Norbert, the blast-ended Scroots, weren't pets, but weapons, bred for chaos, tested on trespassers who strayed too close. A farmer went missing near the forest once. Hagrid blamed a unicorn stampede, his laugh too loud. Dumbledore watched him, those twinkling eyes missing the rot. "You're a good soul, Hagrid," he'd say, clapping a frail hand on a shoulder that could topple trees. Hagrid nodded, playing the fool, while his mind churned. Voldemort's rise, raids, disappearances, fear, was the distraction he needed. The wizarding world trembled at the snake, never suspecting the giant who'd crush them all. Then came the night of prophecy. October 31st, 1981, Voldemort stormed Godric's Hollow, chasing the Potters, driven by a seer's words Hagrid had whispered into his controlled mind years before. One with the power to vanquish the Dark Lord. Hagrid stood in the Forbidden Forest as the sky flared green, feeling Voldemort's fall like a snapped string. The curse held, but the puppet crumpled. Lily's sacrifice, a snag Hagrid hadn't foreseen. He lumbered to the ruins, scooping baby Harry from the ash, his laugh a low rumble in the smoke. "Poor Tom," he muttered, cradling the boy marked by lightning. One down, one to go, now for the boy. The child's green eyes blinked up, innocent, unseeing, as Hagrid carried him to Dumbledore. The old man wept, plotting protection, while Hagrid turned away, his grin splitting wide. The board was reset. The real game was about to begin. Chapter 4. The Boy Who Lived to Serve. The castle slept under a blanket of frost, but Rubeus Hagrid never rested. His hut glowed faintly, a beacon on the edge of the forbidden forest, where shadows danced and secrets festered. 11 years had passed since he'd plucked Harry Potter from the rubble of Godric's Hollow, a squalling babe with a lightning scar, marked by Voldemort, yes, but tethered to Hagrid in ways no one could guess. That night, a shard of Hagrid's soul had slipped free, unintended, binding to the boy when Lily's love snapped Voldemort's curse. Harry was a Horcrux now, Hagrid's wild card, his greatest risk, his sharpest blade. September 1st, 1991, Hagrid lumbered into Diagon Alley, towering over the crowd, his beetle-black eyes fixed on Harry. The boy blinked up, all skinny limbs and wonder, as Hagrid handed him his Hogwarts letter with a grin too wide. "You're a wizard, Harry," he rumbled, voice warm as a hearth, but every word dripped with purpose. He led Harry through the alley, accidentally, nudging him toward Ollivanders, where a wand chose the boy, a wand Hagrid knew would clash with Voldemort's, sparking the chaos he craved. Back at Hogwarts, Hagrid played the fool. He stumbled over words, sloshed tea, fussed over Fang, Dumbledore's loyal oaf, but his hands, rough as tree bark, guided Harry into danger with surgical precision. First year, it was the Philosopher's Stone. "Got myself a dragon egg, Harry," he mumbled over butterbeer, loud enough for eavesdroppers, knowing Hermione's sharp ears would drag them to the trapdoor. Fluffy's 3 heads growled under Hagrid's command, a test. Would Harry survive the fall? He did, and Hagrid chuckled into his beard, the ring on his soul humming in its distant shack. Second year, the diary called. Hagrid had slipped it to Lucius Malfoy a decade back, a seed sown in arrogance, and now it bloomed. "Spiders flee in the castle," he told Harry and Ron, voice trembling with fake fear, pointing them to Aragog. The Acromantula's den was a feint. Hagrid knew Tom's echo in the diary would lure Harry to the chamber. Down there, the basilisk waited, Hagrid's true pet, its eyes a mirror to his own hunger. When Harry slew it, Hagrid felt a flicker, his soul shard in the diary shredded, but he shrugged. 1 pawn moved, 6 to go. The years spun on, and Hagrid's web tightened. Third year, he let Buckbeak attack Draco, knowing Harry's heart would pull him into the Time-Turner mess. More scars, more strength. Fourth year, the Tri-Wizard Tournament was Hagrid's masterpiece. "Dragons, Harry. Keep it quiet," he whispered, ensuring the boy faced fire and death, tempering him like steel. The cup in Bellatrix's vault purred, safe, as Harry bled in the graveyard. Voldemort's return was Hagrid's signal. The puppet danced again. Through it all, Hagrid fed Harry crumbs of trust. The invisibility cloak tip, Dumbledore left it for you, sent Harry sneaking, learning, hardening. Stories of giants and Grop painted Hagrid as a soft soul, but each tale hid a blade. He watched Harry grow, green eyes sharpening, and felt the locket in its cave pulse, the diadem in its clutter hum. The boy was his hammer, smashing obstacles, Voldemort's leash, Dumbledore's hope, while Hagrid's Horcruxes stayed buried, untouched. By 5th year, Hagrid's mask slipped, just once. In the forest, chasing centaurs, he hurled a Death Eater aside with no wand, no spell, just a roar of power. Harry blinked, awed, and Hagrid laughed it off. Giant blood, lad, nothing more. But the Order trusted him still, blind to the serpent coiled in their midst. He planted doubts about Dumbledore. Good man, but keeps secrets, don't he? Binding Harry to him tighter. June 1996, the Department of Mysteries loomed. Hagrid handed Harry the prophecy orb, his voice a gravelly whisper. You're the one, Harry, the only one. The boy clutched it, eyes fierce, and Hagrid's chest swelled. Prophecy or pawn, Harry was his. As Sirius fell and Voldemort raged, Hagrid stood in the hut, tracing the map of Hogwarts with a splintered nail. The endgame neared, and the boy who lived would serve or die trying. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the unknown. What if the next twist is even darker? Hit follow and let's find out.